Hi everyone, welcome to Carmen's Australian Storytime. Today I'm reading a book called Jeremy. Oh, and guess what? It's another Australian animal. This time it's a kookaburra. Let's have a look at the blurb. Very curious why there is a wild animal sitting on a couch. When tiny Jeremy falls out of his nest and is brought home by the family cat, he is only a few days old. Luckily, Jeremy is a fighter, and as the weeks go by, he grows stronger and stronger until the time comes when he must say goodbye. This sounds very interesting because normally cats would kill something, but they've brought this one home, so let's see what this book is about. Very curious. Look at him watching a willy wagtail on his computer screen. Last year, a pair of kookaburras made a nest high in the big palm tree in our garden. Oh, I see why. Have a look at the picture. He might have been curious to find out more about willy wagtails. One night, our cat brought a baby bird into the lounge room. It was very ugly, with a big beak, big bulgy closed eyes, and no feathers. It was a baby kookaburra. So tiny you can hardly see it on the page here. It doesn't look very pretty at all. It doesn't even have feathers yet, and the cat wasn't quite sure what to do with it. It must have fallen out of the nest in the palm tree. We couldn't put it back because the nest was too high. We put the baby bird in a box and kept it warm with a hot water bottle. We named it Jeremy. Jeremy loved to eat. We got some special food for baby kookaburra and we fed him every 4 hours. He grew very quickly. After 1 week, Jeremy started to get little spiky feathers. His eyes were still closed. When Jeremy was 2 weeks old, he looked more like a bird. His feet were very big and his spiky feathers were getting longer. Now his eyes were open and he watched everything around him. He still ate lots of food. He's starting to look like a proper kookaburra now. Looks very cute with his feathers. Soon he had lots of real feathers and he was much heavier. He loved to be cuddled and he started to know his name. He always told us when it was time for more food by squawking loudly. Boy, did he squawk a lot. So he still loves to eat. That's the inference I'm making. An inference is when you can read something in. They didn't actually say he likes to eat in that sentence, but they said he squawks a lot. And that tells me that yes, he's eating a lot of food. Jeremy grew so fast that he was often tired. At night, he liked to watch television, but, as always, he nearly always fell asleep. Sometimes he didn't want to go to bed. Once, Jeremy came to school with me for show and tell. Jeremy was so friendly that everyone wanted to take turns holding him. Jeremy really liked this. How fun would that be? You don't often get to hold a native animal in your class time. That would be super cool. I'm making a connection. One of my very first teddies was a kookaburra and I called him Bernie because I got him in Tasmania at a place called Bernie. Jeremy's new feathers made him very itchy. By the time he was 4 weeks old, he looked just like a grown-up kookaburra, but smaller. Jeremy loved to watch the fish swimming in our fish tank. I wonder if he was thinking how nice they would be for lunch. Oh, I'm glad he's not in our classroom looking at our fish tank. Soon Jeremy wanted to fly. He practiced flapping his wings, but he could not get off the table. He would wear himself out, and then he would have a sleep. When Jeremy started to fly properly, he crashed into the walls. It was time for him to be outside. He loved being in the backyard, listening to the other birds. He was now 6 weeks old. Over the next few days, Jeremy started to fly around. A lot. The willy wagtails chased him everywhere. He always came to the back window when it was time to be fed, so he knew where to go to get food. The day before Christmas, Jeremy came to say goodbye. He landed on my shoulder and gave me a kiss. Then he flew up to the big gum tree in the backyard to sit with 2 other small kookaburras. Perhaps they were his brother and sister. That would be really good, but also really sad when you've raised one. At sunset, the 3 kookaburras flew away together. That was the last time we saw Jeremy. So with native animals, it's really important that we let them go back to their native land in the bush. And he flew away happily with maybe his brothers and sisters. We were so glad that Jeremy had grown up to be a beautiful, healthy kookaburra and that he had found his family. And there's the widdly wagtail again. That was a really good book, and that explains why there is a native kookaburra sitting on a couch. Thank you for joining Carmen's Australian Storytime. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.